Hey Buzz, how's it going? Don't need that anymore. Oh man, it's taking a minute. Oh, there. How's the audio? Audio's good. Should be good. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, not Zig. We will use Zig to compile C++ to WebAssembly. I hope. I actually don't know what's in the realm of possibility, but that would be ideal. So, and I'll show the project itself, but I already have it, the C++ compiling to WebAssembly, but I'm using, CMake, mscripting. So I want to see if that can be replaced by Zig as well. Because last stream, we were able to get Zig to compile without CMake. Well, without CMake directly. So that's the goal. Ooh, starting off strong, human. If that's your real name. Hey, Dal. Yeah, I'm not an expert at WebAssembly by any means, but I have successfully used frameworks that can be compiled to WebAssembly, and it so happens Raylib can compile to WebAssembly, so that's nice. And I've used Qt that compiles to WebAssembly. I've used Dart and Flutter, that kind of thing. Well, so the back end is WebGL, I believe, which is don't quote me on this because I'm not an expert, but I believe it's basically OpenGL ES2, or it like shares a very similar API. And that's like the OpenGL version. There is a web GPU version that's newer, that's built around modern graphics APIs like Vulkan, DirectX, Metal, that kind of thing. Web GPU native, I believe, is written in Rust. And then for C++, there is a project called Dawn that is maintained by Google, which I think also runs natively on a desktop. So it kind of acts as a RHI, render hardware interface, to do cross-platform rendering. What else? SDL3. SDL3 has a GPU backend now, a GPU API, and that I have successfully built for WebAssembly. So that works. That's good. So I think, at least off the top of my head, those are like the core backend libraries, APIs, frameworks kind of thing. And then you could probably find any number of higher level frameworks that use this stuff on the back end to work in the web. Also, elephant in the room. All I wanted from the USA game was to show up and play good football. And we couldn't even do that. We looked terrible. At least compared to what we're used, or at least compared to our earlier games. Like, none of our passes were connecting. which is insane because our early game, it was magical. Every pass found our feet. It was beautiful. This was disappointing. Very disappointing. Hey Dora, how's it going? And I think that is all I'm going to say about that. We don't need to talk about the results of that World Cup game. That was highly, highly disappointing. The FIFA... Yeah, the FIFA stuff that's been happening is a little disappointing. It's definitely like changing the game. Hey Dan, I have played scary games before. Recently I played Resident Evil Requiem. That was terrifying, and I started playing the remake or the remaster of Dead Space. Also terrifying, but at least I get a gun to fight back. All right, let's get this started. Who we're against? I'm good on the jokes. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. Hang on. This one. This is what I want. Oh, why? There we go. All right. Oh, yeah, I didn't fix it, Buffer. I actually looked it up. This is within Temptation again. I don't... It looks like Stream Elements doesn't connect to YouTube Music. I have to find a different plug-in or something to support all that. Hang on. Why is this not working? How do I stop? There is no stop. There's only go. Copy, pin, read aloud. I'm gonna stop that for now. Okay. This time. Oh, I screwed up the size again. There we go. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Full stack software engineer. That is many more stacks than me, I think. Have I, Dan, have I played Lamondo? I've never heard of it. I'll have to look that up. I have no idea what that is. All right. So last stream, we got a hello triangle in C++. Nope, that's not it. In ZIG. Built with the ZIG compiler and build configuration using Raylib. So cool. So tonight's stream, because I'm only going to be on for a couple hours, I'm hoping to do, well, if it goes quick, I'm hoping to at least get WebAssembly working. Oh, and also, I guess multiple platforms, because right now I still have a hard-coded path here with a hard-coded triplet. But if we can get that figured out, then I also want to see if I can get this wired into Android NDK and have this produce an APK. Having worked with Android NDK before and the amount of configuration I need to get figured out, I don't think I'll get to that point tonight. We'll see. I like to think I know C++, but then you see something else from the language that someone else knows, and it's like, what in the world? How did you know that? Case in point, I learned something a week or so ago I don't know if I can, do I have an example? That I did not know was a thing, and apparently it's been a thing. You can do something like, let me think. So you can have a member function that returns a value. So const int ref get a, right? So you can do something like that. And in our code here, you might do my class, and then maybe we just exit early by returning the value, my class dot get a. Now, obviously, we got a bug here because a is not initialized, so let's initialize it. Perfect. We don't really need b for this example. Now, there is a thing you can do to mark this function to be used in a L value or R value context. And I've never done it before. I just saw this, so I don't even know if the syntax is correct here. But you can do, I think you can do something like this. And then if you want to use it in an R value context, you can do this. So then what you can do, and we're going to test this real quick. So let's, what should we do here? We should print. Get a ref L value, and then this is R value. So I am curious. What's the best way to do this? Let's do b equals my class dot get a, and b equals standard move my class dot get a, and then let's return b. I honestly don't know, and we don't really need this, so I'll comment this out. I honestly don't know what's going to happen here. I have never done this. I literally just saw this in passing. I think I saw it on a Reddit post or something. And it's just like, oh, holy crap. These are like the types of optimizations that I haven't really had to stress about professionally. And so it's one of those things that just doesn't come up. Turns out you don't need to know all of C++ in order to write a program. That compiled, so that must be correct syntax. So if I run this, I'm expecting get L value, get R value. Let's see what happens. Holy shit. That's actually what happened. I never knew that. I have never had to use that. I don't even know what this is called in order to Google it. Like, I want to turn this into a YouTube short now, but I don't even know what to call this. Because I just didn't know. CPP tag method with R value. Oh, is it overloading? Wait, is that all it's called? No, this isn't it. This is overloading. That's not what we're doing. No. Yeah, I don't even know what to Google here. You know what? That's fair. Do I have... I don't know if I'm signed into Cloud right now. At least not in my extension. I mean, this is basically LLM, right? This is Gemini. I should be able to ask Gemini, right? Why won't it let me ask? Maybe this is it. CPP method. What would we call this? It's not like... R value after signature. I don't know. In C++, double ampersand after a method's signature is an R value reference qualifier. Qualifier. That's the word I was looking for. That's the word I was looking for. Duh. Qualifier. It dictates that a method can only be called on an object that is an R value, like a temporary. This enables efficient move semantics directly on this. Yep, this is it. Oh, was I doing it wrong anyway? What? Called for R value temporary object. So if data is a temporary object. Yeah, I legit not 100% sure what context I would use this in. I'm sure there is some, especially if you're like, I stress a little about move semantics when I'm dealing with large objects. We're talking like thousands of kilobytes or megabytes. And it's like, oh yeah, definitely do a move instead of, you know, reallocating a block of memory and copying its content. Returning an argument past R. So yeah, R value reference qualifier. I learned that a couple weeks ago. I say I learned it. I read about it. And today was the first time I ever wrote it. And I got it in one. You guys saw that, right? That compiled first try. So there are some things I'm good at. Okay. So we have this building the way I normally do. C++, C make ninja, all that fun stuff. We can also do ZIG build run, I think. And it uses ZIG and no CMake to get the same application up and running. Ugly, that's the only way to do it. You gotta break things. How do you learn if you don't break? I've broken so many things over my years of development. I successfully created a massive and fast memory leak on a this was years ago, so like top of the line would have been like 32 gigs of RAM, and it completely filled up my RAM swap buffer. And as soon as it hit the hard drive, not solid state drive, hard drive, as soon as it did that, the computer was I have successfully done that. I have also, during compilation, I did a Stack Overflow because I tried to allocate like many gigabytes of an array, a fixed size array on the stack, and the compiler was not having it. Not at all. I think these days you can get away with more, but back then, like, I think 2-3 gigs, and it was like, nope, I'm done. Okay. ZIG. The other piece of this puzzle is, I did make sure I did this before stream. I can hop into my dev container. So now we're in Linux. We're officially in Linux. I wonder if I can have a different theme or something pop up here so we know it's like, oh, you're in Linux. Trying to think what else I've done. Oh, I was with a company in my early years, and modeling simulation. So we had a massive artifact repo, hundreds of gigabytes of like visual 3D models and just like pure data that I needed to download. And I guess the company had their infrastructure for communication, VoIP, on the same network. And I apparently caused phone outage for the entire company in the building because I was downloading like massive gigabytes of data, and that apparently overloaded the systems. So I've done that. Oh my god. You've not, well, it's a good thing you have not improperly migrated. That would be bad, especially for sensitive data. Fortunately, I don't think anything I've done has really messed with like sensitive data. I mean, user sensitive data, I should say. Okay, so we're in Linux, and just to verify, because I already built this, but just so you guys can see, we still have my CMake presets, so I can do... Ooh, I haven't done Android. But I did try Linux GCC, Linux Clang, and Emscripten. So those have already been built. So I think I'll kick off the Android NDK to make sure that still runs. And then while we wait for that, I can show you guys for Emscripten here. I just show preview on the HTML file. Go full screen. Oh, we went full screen. Let's back out of that. There we go. So this is the same application running in the browser using WebAssembly. Oh, and you can kind of see it's using HTML5, Raylib 6.0. Yeah, so there you go. OpenGL ES2, which is, I guess, WebGL 1.0. I think there's a WebGL 2.0, but I wonder if that's ES3. I don't know. I do not have my head in these lower level APIs, so I'm only guessing. So there's a little bit going on that I haven't really openly talked about to my regular viewers yet. I think, and my regular viewers know that I'm a little wishy-washy when it comes to this, but I have a game that I've been building called Briarthorn. I have a website called briarthorn.game. By the way, did you guys know the .game extension for a URL is expensive as hell? Holy crap. Usually websites like $5-10. Not anything with a .game, because apparently it's like a new extension, and so there's a ton of names that are available for people. So anyway, I have this set up to show my live stream anytime Briarthorn's in the title on Twitch, so that's why you're seeing this. And then if I'm not live, this goes away. Ooh, this is outdated. So I'll show you guys the current state. But I'm building a game. And let me run the actual game. Maybe. Don't remember where it's in the folder structure. Holy crap. Where the hell is this thing? Okay, build it for Windows, x64. x64. Oh, did I only do it for D? No? Wait for it! Flutter. Release. Oh, wait, this might be it. Alright. That's so dumb. I'm gonna have to search for it. Briarthorn. I have to launch it from the from my actual project here. Because I don't know if when's the last time I built it. Flutter build Windows. There we go. It gets built to Windows x64 runner release Briarthorn. So that was the piece I was missing. x64 runner release. There it is. Okay. All right. Can you guys see that? I have a couple of different palettes here. I think this one looks kind of nice. So then we come in here. I have not built the custom chat. No, that is the that's just a plugin. I have been wanting to build a custom chat. I just haven't gotten to it yet because I'm not 100% sure how I want to start doing that. I've been thinking about it. But anyway, the idea here is you pick a different like type of air class, like so this is RPG-ish roguelite. Pick a type who has unique abilities, different capability. So you have just your standard, like this is going to be your fighter with flares, capable of like redirecting missiles flying at you. You have Thunder, who does shockwaves to knock weapons out of the air from hitting you, and very tanky. You have Swarm, who has all kinds of like, it's a cluster of drones that individually can do things, and you can launch them to individually do things. And then Ghost, who can like fade into the night to avoid being detected from being fired upon, that kind of thing. It's a bunch of work in progress. This is very much like prototyping. So not a very strong game loop or anything like that. This is more just visually trying to make it visually pretty. Why? Because I'm not by trade a game developer, so I don't know how to make something fun. So I'm like tinkering, trying to figure out if I can find something I will enjoy. But the general idea is you pick your class, and then you pick a mission. And once you accept that mission, you will have a certain number of credits that you're going to start with and be able to purchase upgrades eventually. Maybe you need fuel, things like that. So you're kind of limited on resources, and then you go into a mission, and there might already be a bug here that's not letting me start. Okay, there we go. So then we start the mission. And you can zoom in, zoom out. You've got a little mini map here. This is what you would call an attack focused situational display. You've got your like radar search volume here. So when these guys are not in your radar, you don't really know what that is. That could be a weapon firing on you. That could be something you need to deal with. Eventually, I was thinking you wouldn't even know if they are a good guy or a bad guy. So I could customize different missions to make it harder for you to know who you're going after or who's going after you. You're limited on fuel, you have different abilities here, and you're just trying to like complete the objective. I don't have a lot of UI yet, but I'm picturing like an objective list on the left here. No more movable display. I think that was scope creep. I'm a solo dev, and I really need to like, honestly, I need to figure out what my game loop is. I still don't 100% know what the game loop is. Like, I'm even considering doing away with the zoom in and zoom out to just simplify the gameplay. I don't know. And I'm not 100% sure. Like right now, this is real time. I'm not 100% sure if I want this to be turn-based or not. But the one thing I do know is I want this cross-platform. I want this on Windows, Linux, web, Mac, what have you. Okay? And the thing I haven't really talked to chat about is maybe I make the development of this open source. with I would still intend to put it on Steam for those who want to purchase and have the Steam integration, or who just wants to support me, which, you know, hell yeah. Because if I can do this full time, that would be huge, right? I think that's every developer's dream. Put it on itch.io. But if I make it open source, the thing that I'm trying to figure out is I think I would need to make it source available versus open source. What that means, or at least I'm not a lawyer. What I think that means is it would be available for you to look at, available for you to clone, to build, to tweak, to mod, whatever you want to do with it, other than put it up on Steam and sell it yourself, right? So I've been shopping around for licenses that would support that. That way I could stream developing this, be instructional. I could potentially write blog posts about why I'm doing things the way I do them, how I set up an automatic pipeline to build and test for all these different platforms I want to support. Because a lot of indie game developers are hobbyists, and they don't necessarily have the experience that I have dealing with actually deploying software on every platform. And so I could provide insight, at least, on how I go about doing it, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, I love this song. I don't know why. It is so catchy. But that's my thought. I think I found a license. It's called Polyform Non-Commercial License. And it basically, like what I said, you can use it for research, experiment, and testing for the benefit of public knowledge, personal study, private entertainment, hobby projects, amateur pursuits, or religious observance without any anticipated commercial application. So, like, I want to be able to, like, hey, I made this game. If you want to support me, here's how you can support me. You can do it on Steam. You can do it on Mac. You can do it on itch.io. You can, I guess, do it on Patreon if I ever get to that point. And then, if you don't want to support me, it's at least there in GitHub, and you can, as a developer, follow along. And then maybe I have some blog post articles or YouTube videos that go beside it to kind of walk you through the development process of someone who's done project management of repositories, but maybe has not ever made a game, that kind of thing. So that's kind of where I'm at with this at the moment. Now there is the struggle here for me, and I've talked to some of you guys about this, is just pure heads down coding a game or anything is not very entertaining. So I still will probably do a lot of development offline, I think. But maybe I will have, if I can set it up correctly, I can kind of plan this out to be like, okay, here's how and why I'm going to set things up this way, and this is how I'm going to go about doing it, and have a stream talking about that, sketching things out, so on and so forth. But then in the evenings or something, I'm just kind of typing away and doing the boring stuff, right? Like figuring out math. So when you ask, what am I making? What I'm really doing here is prepping and seeing what is possible. Because it's not eluding me that even if I made a game, I would have any success, right? So I still want to get something out of it. Streaming, for one, maybe gathering an audience, right? And then if that doesn't work out, then I still want to learn. And I have never used Zig to build and manage a C++ project, so that sounded interesting to me. So that's what we're doing. I am learning. Plus, I think it would be cool to have a game that hopefully is fun to play and people like, and be like, oh man, how do I clone it and build it? And you're like, oh, you just go to here and you just hit this one button and it clones it, and then, oh, what? It uses Zig? That's freaking cool, you know? Ooh, the Android finished building. Let's see if it makes the APK. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, right? I'm a developer, so what I think is cool, a normal person won't. And I'm not too worried about losing out on sales or anything like that by making an open source game and allowing people to just download it, build it for free. Because if it legit is a fun game that people enjoy playing, a lot of people will just, for the convenience, like, oh yeah, I'll just buy it on Steam for like, I don't know. How much should my first game be if it's actually really good? $5-10? That's the other thing. If I make it $5 or $10, I really need to like limit the scope of what I'm doing. So that's also part of the challenge. Ask Ace Bright. That's oh, I know that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I wonder what license they use. That's honestly my struggle. And if I make it I'll have to be careful with my licensing as well. Uh, because at least from like an art perspective, I'm basically just, you know, drawing triangles and squares, so I'm not too worried about that. I can just build some config files that load those and we're done. But audio, I don't know what to do about audio. I don't know what's going to happen there. Hopefully I can find some like what's it called, public domain sounds, and it's just some nice like background music and what do you call it? I don't even know what it's called, but like the sounds that buttons make, navigation, things like that. I don't know what I would do with that because I've never really worked with audio, and I don't know how that plays with a license either. Like I said, I've been kind of Googling, reading. One option is I can keep art assets separate and just make the game logic itself available, but I do want it to be like the whole project available to be cloned, built, and played. So does that mean I need free music? I don't know. I'm not that like that's future fun and problem. I'm nowhere close to that. Okay, so this built successfully, I think. Ooh, that says build failed. Maybe it didn't. Well, like I said, Android's going to be a nice to have. That might take a lot more effort. But I think step one is figuring out if I can remove this hard-coded string so we can like automatically figure out what the presets are. And it might be as simple, he says. It might be that I can parse. What would I parse actually? x64 Windows ZIG debug. I basically need a way to tell VC package and ZIG these triplets exist. That way, when I run build zig, or nope, zig build, it knows to use x64 Linux zig, right? Actually, maybe that's all I need. Maybe I don't need to support all the different presets that I have. Maybe I just have specific ones for zig. Right now this is gonna fail because I only have it set up for Windows. Yeah. And it's failing on this. No field or member function named. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Zig version. Uh-oh. Did Zig API change that much from 0.16 and 17? All right, hang on. I need to hop back over to Windows. Zig version. Oh man, that's gonna be annoying. Shoot. This is why I wanted to just use the Zig that came with VS Code. And I was in the process of getting that figured out. I was having Claude look at if there was a way to grab the temporary, not temporary, but the extension path from Zig language and set up these scripts to use it. Looks like it came up with a find function. So I don't know. I definitely don't want custom script like this. But I might not have a choice. Might not have a choice. Holy scripts, Batman. So if Zig is defined, set it to itself. Otherwise, go to mentioned from path. I didn't know you could do go to in a batch file. All right. No, that sucks. I think the solution here is I need to not use 0.017. Well, I can use 017, but I need to add it to my Docker file. Is what I have to do. So wherever I set up my compilers, which I do down here. Playing a script in for WebAssembly. I mean, in theory, Android SDK, Android NDK. Kind of just want to build it at the end here, so I don't have to rebuild the whole container. All right, does anyone know how to install Zig on the command line? I assume because they moved their installation, didn't they? Isn't it in Codeberg now? Install Zig from a package manager. Oh, well, maybe I can do this. Scoop. What is Scoop? Zig is also present in many package managers for Linux. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess I could try. We could verify. I'll hop back into the container. I've never heard of Scoop. Do you want to save changes to the Docker file? No. I've only recently even heard of WinGit. I knew about Chocolatey. I've used Chocolatey in pipelines before. All right, let's try this. Apt update. Apt install ZIG. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Where would have ZIG been installed? User local bin. No. Can I do like I need to change. Oh wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I don't need this. I don't need this. I can do ZIG install. I can grab the nightly. All right. Now, crap. Do I need to reload? Might need to rebuild. Okay. ZIG, nope. Apt remove ZIG. Yes. Crap. Let's reopen. Hey, vegan predator. My day's going well. I am not a vegan. I am not the vegan you're looking for. All right. Zig is being a jerk. And by Zig, I mean VS Code. Extensions. Oh, wait. Maybe I do Zig. Zig version. Okay. Specify takes priority over .zig version. How do I, maybe I need to uninstall. Wait a minute. I got an idea. Where does VS Code stick everything? Local, maybe? Nope. Hey, there's a ZIG, actually. Oh, but this is what ZIG built, I think. That's just ZIG cache. I need VS Code goodies. There it is. Extension cache. We're getting somewhere. ZIG. Ziglang.vscode. No. Alright. Whatever. I got nothing. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to rebuild the container, which should reinstall the extension, and hopefully with the correct version. Zig D's nuts. The parody of that vegan teacher? I'm not sure what that is. I assume that's some kind of YouTube thing? Social media thing? Am I out of touch? Surely not. I've been on the internet for a long time. There we go. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Zig build. First try. Let's go. Pinky up. Why is it not going? I can't keep drinking forever. I started too soon. Ah, them TikToks. Yeah, I'm not a TikTok person. You know, I actually, when I started streaming, I tried to, all the YouTube shorts I was making, I also tried to put on TikTok, and I don't think my audience is coming from TikTok. Let's just say that. I've never had a TikTok, and when I went on there to put my YouTube shorts on it, it scared me. There is so much AI weirdness on there. It was so weird. Access denied. Oh. Because this was... Oh, that's going to be interesting. I'm just going to try and delete it on my file folder here. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, I'm pulling in the doom scrollers. Actually, let me see. Actually, I have more concurrent viewers on horizontal, but more people have looked at vertical. All right, what the heck's going on here? I deleted the folder, and it's still into local cache, access denied. Oh. Why is there a dot Claude? Oh, PowerShell. I don't need that. User is Ubuntu. What in tarnations? Needed to couple the Zig YouTube shorts. That's fair. That is fair. I'm trying to make playlists so that like any of my C++ ramblings end up in one playlist. YouTube recommends vertical, so it's YouTube's fault. That's why this is all happening. All right, guys. I am not a Linux person per se. So what is going on here? Failed to rename compilation results into local cache. Access denied. What? I even deleted, like, usually when I get issues like this, especially bouncing back and forth between dev container and Windows, is if one system wrote the file, well, then its permissions don't transfer correctly to the other operating system, and it doesn't have permission. But as far as I can tell, permissions are fine here. Cannot access, no such file or directory. Oh, do I have a chicken and egg problem here? Does this need to be created first? Is there a race condition? Does Zig build in parallel? Is there a way to tell Zig to like do this as a single job? Oh, is this a potential root issue? Oh man, but I don't. Here's the problem. I need. It's a lot more work to get these Docker containers to play nice with pipelines if I need to start defining users. And then I also need a way to forward your user if you choose to run this Docker file or Docker image on Linux itself. Is this a Zig thing though? Is that what's happening? Oh. Oh. I'm root. I knew that. Well, hell. What do I do? I might ask a little bit of Claude if there is a path of least resistance. I don't know why I keep running Zig build thinking that it'll eventually work. Michael, you're not wrong. I don't know anything. Are you kidding? I know nothing. This music. This is Tommy Prophet and Flurry. Yeah, Docker's always a pain. Oh God, you were using Clang and learning LLVM. That's more involved than I've ever gotten with it. I've done a little bit of like, what do you call it? Clang has an AST API you can use to kind of break up your C++ code into components. I mean, it's a syntax tree, right? So I've done a little bit of customization with that before, but that's like the extent of my knowledge when it comes to that. I really don't want... All right, I'm doing this. Help me, LLM, you're my only hope. I might have to sign in, though. Yeah. Yep, you're doing more than I am. You might as well start writing your own coding language. If you're getting that low level. I've never... Compiler stuff has never been one of my, like, stronger interests. Can I... All right, I'm going to move this off screen just in case. Oh, it's bringing me over here. Okay, I think we're good. I don't want to do it that way, though. I want to do it this way. This usually happens if there is a permission set. Allow dangerously skip permissions. Yeah, let's turn that off. Okay. ZIG build. Compiler stuff is this magical black box of some of the most beautiful optimization logic I can only fathom. You know, it's one of those things where I always talk to younger developers who try to over optimize or prematurely optimize to the extent that their code is no longer usable, maintainable, or readable. And it's like, you don't know if you even need that type of performance. So you should write the code in such a way that another developer down the road can come in, read it, and know what you're doing. I mean, hell, I think that's even more important with C++, because for those of us who have used it, you know how easy it is for C++ to become a mess because of how many features there are in it. So it's so much more important to write readable, maintainable code, because honestly, the compiler can read it as well and do some of the most crazy optimizations that you can fathom. One of the coolest things I like to do, or I like to show newer developers, you just go to Godbolt and write like a simple function or two and look at the assembly and then turn on optimizations, and that assembly becomes like one line. It just blows my mind. Wait, did I not run ZIG build? What just happened? Oh yeah. Simple code is king. Now, that being said, who doesn't like to write some crazy optimized, or at least what you think is crazy optimized code? Because it is fun to explore ideas and concepts. I will not deny that. I do it all the time. Hell, I do it on here. I'll probably continue to do it. All right. Let's try this. Running into issue with ZIG build. I suspect... I say I suspect, but I think someone else called this out. I suspect It might be because I am root, but the folder is owned by Ubuntu, by user Ubuntu. Now, I also want this to go quick. I don't think we need a crazy model here. Is Sonnet the quick one? Haiku. No, Sonnet. Let's do Sonnet. I don't even know which model to use anymore. Go. You know, even it's tough. Obviously, your domain matters. The systems you are running on matters. Like, there's so much that goes into decision making when it comes to writing optimized code, whether that's for business reasons. Business reasons might be screw your optimization. We need a product out the door, or half the company's losing their jobs, right? And at that point, who gives a damn about optimizations at all? But at the same time, there are real use cases where you really do need to keep your memory tightly packed, contiguous, easy, like cache friendly, and you just need the utmost performance at all possible. In my domain, my field, which has mostly been modeling and simulation on the order of magnitude of like 1,000 hertz of real time, the most I've really had to stress about is just keeping some stuff contiguous in memory. Any hot paths contiguous in memory. Anything else, it's pointers. It's objects, object-oriented programming kind of thing. Applications, general applications, that kind of thing. What's this saying? Allow this bash command. What does it want to do? Oh, it's testing the folder. Yes. Can I set this to auto? There we go. And it turns out computers are really, 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 really fast. And even when you have fragmentation and pointers all over the place, it's okay. It's fine. Your computer, your application will run just fine. Most applications will run just fine. And it's one of those things, like, especially as a younger dev, I definitely was like all about keeping things tightly packed, really neat, really, really performant, or at least what I thought was performant. And then it became this issue of like, hey, dude, you've got not only your team that you're working on, you have other developers that you're working with who need to be able to use your code, but you have other teams who will eventually need to use your code. And what you've just done is going to make life a living hell for everyone else. And so having to like change my mindset from like computer science, software engineering, low level to higher level business oriented, you know, need to get a product out the door. You need to make it so that it's easier for other developers to work on the code and extend it, be able to go in and read what you were doing and what you intended. Turns out that's pretty important. Where should the persistent ZIG cache live? Oh, you know what? I know what's going on, I think. This happens to me with CMake as well. There is a time synchronization issue that can occur bouncing between Windows, which is what I'm on, and WSL inside Docker, because WSL is effectively this virtual machine, but my code lives on the Windows drive. So we're essentially writing from a virtual machine to the host disk. This causes time synchronization issues with files being written. And so I think what Claude is saying is I should be putting the cache inside the container, not local to my file directory, which lives on the Windows host drive. I've had to do this with VC package as well. So that doesn't surprise me. Where should the persistent ZIG cache live? I'm probably okay with putting it in .cache. Run as root or the Ubuntu. I just want to keep it as root. VC package is the GOAT. And the reason I say that is because I was the guy on my team who was in charge of updating and building dependencies for multiple platforms back in, well, basically from like 2012 to 2019. I was the guy who was in charge of that, which is partially why I'm pretty good at navigating other people's code bases, is because I have had to go in and patch and figure out how the code runs so that my patches don't break anything, and also make sure our product still works. And I was in charge of making sure versions stayed up to date. And I was probably doing this once every 6 months to a year. And it was an ordeal. It would be a multi-week effort to find, like, it's so different today than it was back then. Not everyone was using GitHub for one. SourceForge was still a thing. FTP sites were more of a thing. Subversion. So trying to navigate all of that, get everyone's dependencies onto my machine, manually build and link against all of the other dependencies I've downloaded. So that includes like the usual suspects, right? zlib, libpng, libjpeg. What else did I do? There were some coordinate conversion libraries, math libraries, massive 3D open scene graph, OpenGL libraries. I had to build all of that myself. Jan, I saw that. I had to build all that myself on Windows, 32-bit and 64-bit, on Linux, 32-bit, 64-bit, and then make sure all of our tests are still good, the pipelines are still good, make sure it was all built, packaged, cached, all of that. And then VC package came out, and my life changed forever. I will never go back. So if you're ever curious why, even when I'm doing a simple hello triangle, I'm using VC package, that's why. I can't go back. Where are we? Oh yeah, I definitely know, especially if you're like, if your games are trying to get the utmost out of the hardware you're running on, because I assume it's more beneficial to run on as low-end hardware as you possibly can. That makes sense. For me, I've stuck around desktop applications. Even my like modeling and simulation work is designed to run on desktops. So, and like I said, any performance critical iteration, that's where I put my focus in. But like graphics and things like that, it was just easier to build that up via like object oriented. It's just easier to wrap your head around, like, hey, this is a widget, this is how it transforms, this is how it rotates, and if you do that, it propagates down to all these other objects, these child objects, that kind of thing. Okay, let's try this again. I'm expecting errors. I just wasn't expecting a permission denied error. Oh yeah, I haven't have you gotten to use like SIMD instructions or anything like that, Dow? Because that's something I've never had to do. Okay, this piece of garbage. It's still writing. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Oh, I gotta rebuild the container. ZIG local cache, ZIG global cache. Oh, are these environment variables for ZIG? ZIG local. Okay, let's rebuild. Is it good or bad that everything's on GitHub? I don't know. I can't deny that Microsoft's gonna steal your shit. I think they even had a a post or something like a month or two ago, right? Where it's like, hey, you need to set this setting to not give permission for us to steal your shit. So that is a problem. I don't know what to do about it because the free runners is kind of cool. Maybe with Briarthorn, maybe I go something else or self-host. I think self-host is probably the safest bet, but also I don't have the infrastructure to run a backup. So I don't know. As a solo dev, I mean, professionally, we're at least at work, we're not even using GitHub. We use GitLab. Self-hosted GitLab with runners and all that fun stuff. But that's a little different because you're a business and you can afford to build the infrastructure or use AWS or what have you. Back in the day, I used Atlassian, Bamboo, and Bitbucket. I don't understand why this is. All right, I'm gonna let you guys watch paint for half a sec. I'm gonna go check on Trill, use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Trill is inside. He may pay us a visit. Is it bad to run env on stream? I'm in a container. Oh well. Yeah, it's been my experience as someone who builds visual displays, things like that. Most bottlenecks that I've ever run into is usually um graphics. Graphics is almost always slower than anything else in the code that I work with. So, when you do end up with code that is slower than the graphics, that's a warning bell. It's like, and you'd be surprised, one of the most common performance bottlenecks I have seen with C++ is people, professionals mind you, returning strings by value, standard string. Because you start returning standard string by value, and you put that in your hot path in an iteration, and the problem is it's not just one string being returned by value, because if you're returning it by value in one place, you're doing it all over the place. And so then you're just like doing these iterations, and it's like, holy crap, you're allocating memory on the heap over and over and over again and destroying it. And that shows up clearly when profiling. Okay, I think we got the build errors we were looking for. Finally. Because now it's complaining about hello triangle, which is what we want. Because right now, we're using MinGW to build Windows builds, which I guess technically with MinGW you should be able to do that. What's it complaining about? Unable to find dynamic system library GDI32. Okay, that's fair. Oh, right. So the issue is we cheated, because I have x64 Windows ZIG debug as a preset, I think. Now I need to do the same thing on Linux. You know what? I'm gonna undo these. Don't need that. Don't need that. No, Bim. This is just Zig and Hello Triangle. I did push up changes to my GitHub, so we do have it. I just wasn't gonna finish it on stream. I had already did it with Odin, and to be honest, I was a little bored. Wordle was not the most exciting thing to implement, especially after you've already done it. So this is what it is. See if I still have it built. Yep. Okay. So this is the C++ version using Raylib. Crap. I suck at this game. Okay, it's not Fable, it's not Eagle, it's Apple. There we go. And it has like the errors as well. Not enough letters, word not in list. It has that. It has Zig. Wait a minute, that's not right. It has the words.json that you can update, just like Odin. So that's in GitHub. It's there. Voxel, Minecraft, guys. That's actually something I had a strong interest back in the day. I tried using OpenGL, I tried rendering a Minecraft world. And I did the most naive thing you could think of. All it is you draw a cube, and then you draw millions of cubes. My computer could not handle it. I was not aware of the fact that you could batch your geometry into a single draw command, or that there were algorithms to only build a geometry for the faces of your cubes. I drew everything. 1 million draw calls per frame. Let me tell you, it could use some optimization. I've always wanted to go back and do that. I just think it's the coolest thing ever. It's really fun. I never really I played the original Minecraft, the Java version of it when it first came out. And then I've touched it here and there. These days, if I'm playing a block game like that, it's 7 days to die. Play that with my friends all the time. What was I doing? I went on a tangent and forgot what I was doing. Oh, this is it. Okay, so I want that. I don't need this. I think, I mean, I know voxel engines and games have been done to death, but just from a pure computer science perspective of optimizing, that's fun because you get to visually see it. You can, draw yourself a cube, draw yourself a frame rate counter in the corner, and now draw a couple hundred cubes and watch your frame rate tank. And now, what can you do to improve the performance? So you get to kind of visually see the performance improve over time as you're developing it. And I think that idea of it is just a lot of fun. Okay, so now we're entering the realm of I don't know ZIG. We're basically going to need to replace this with Linux equivalents and then use ZIG to switch between the two. And I know ZIG has flags, compile time flags or something that lets you know what system you're running on. And this really is ZIG Windows, I think. Can I get away with doing this? Does Linux let you get away with calling your shell script without the .sh? Probably doesn't. So I should probably keep that. Explicit's fine. So this is ZIG. This should be the... Okay, that's the compiler. Yeah. This needs to be ZIG Windows, I think. Rename ZIG Windows. On my platform, we'll do ZIG Windows. At least to start with. There might be a way to clean this up. Give it a name. We'll call it... Ooh, maybe I can still call it compiler ZIG. I wonder if presets will like that. Only one way to find out. Let's copy, paste, rename, ZIG Linux. Okay. So now, this is going to need to be a shell. And then it's going to be Linux GNU. And I need the shell version of this. And I don't write shell files, guys. I'll tell you that right now. I mesh that should be obvious coming since I'm a CMake guy and not a make guy. So I need zig dot sh. But honestly, I bet autocomplete will grab the context of all this and figure it out for me. I need zig dot sh. Zig cc. Zig ranlib. Do it. Do it. Okay, there it is. All right. Zig Zig CC. Trill. Oh. What are you doing? Taking a bath? He's taking a bath, guys. Stop looking at him. Guys, stop looking at him. He's taking a bath. Ooh, I don't have nope. I don't have the pets in my container. All right, let's see if this works. It found it. It's using zigcc.sh as my compiler, so it's building VC package dependencies with Zig. This was step one, because once it's built, I can manually specify what to link against. And then I'll have to clean this up to automatically find and use VC package. I mean, it's building stuff. It built libglfw, libnano. Some of it's working. Yeah, this is old, isn't it? It sounds familiar. I don't know. Sometimes my YouTube music radio has a mind of its own, and it just goes off and does its thing. I had YouTube Music before YouTube Music was the thing. It used to be called Google Music, and I had a CD ripped collection of all my music at 320 kilobyte MP3s. And when Google Music first came out, it let you upload all of your music. And so I think I had like 10 or 20,000 songs, something like that I personally owned because I had it all on CD that I would buy from Best Buy. And eventually, Google Music started providing music as a service to stream, and it would intermix with your own playlist. So my music had the skips in it from damaged CDs, and you could tell. But then, like, Google Music intermixing, it would have like radio safe music. And so I'm sitting here like listening to Eminem or something, and then out of nowhere, you start hearing bleeps, bleep, bleep this, bleep that. And it's like, wait, what happened to my music? And then eventually it became YouTube Music, and all that music's gone. I think I still have my CDs. I'm not sure. Oh man, it didn't quite succeed. The C compiler ZIG CC is not able to compile a simple test program. Well, that's a lie, because we know it worked for... Oh, you know what? My preset is Linux ZIG debug. This should still be fine. Executing command, debug, compiler ZIG++, ZIG CC. Yeah, that's stuff built. So I think it's an issue with my project. I probably did something wrong. Cannot compile a test project. Fails with the following output. Can I look at this? The editor could not be opened because the file was not found. Well, that's crap. x64 Linux debug. CMake files. CMake scratch. Oh, yeah, nothing's there. Wait, why do I need Ninja? Wait, ZIG not found. Oh, because the compiler failed. Okay. I think we might be mixing some stuff that we shouldn't be. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. 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 Where is it? Where is it? Platforms. Linux. I don't need Ninja, so it shouldn't be using it. For ZIG, because ZIG is supposed to replace the compiler, CMake, and Ninja, so I don't need Ninja for ZIG builds. Let's try that again. Metro list. I've never heard of that. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I've never really used Spotify. I use it sparingly because I'll go on vacation with friends and we'll go like up to a lake and hang out in a what is it called, like a floating house, and so someone will have a master Spotify playlist that we add all of our music to. So I'll usually do that. That's the extent of my Spotify. Before Spotify, it was and I had a subscription for a brief moment that did streaming music. Oh my god, what was it called, guys? What was it before Spotify? Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. Oh my god. Pandora? Was it Pandora? I don't. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, Napster too. That was. uh I'm a Metallica fan. I lived through the whole Napster thing. Yeah, Pandora was still a thing. Uh, it always blew my mind that Pandora didn't become as successful as, or seemingly as successful as Spotify, because I like, wasn't Pandora already doing this? So what did like YouTube Music and Spotify get right that Pandora didn't? Access? You know what? I'm okay that this is failing. What I'm not okay with is why the hell is it not telling me why? All right, well, I gave up. I give up. I'm gonna cheat. No, I'm not. I don't have it on extensions. Do I have to sign in again? I thought I already did this, so why am I having to do this again? Avert your eyes. When trying to configure my ZIG preset, my project fails to find, fails to pass the compiler test build. ZIG appears to work just fine for VC package dependencies. What's this button? He's snoring too. I don't have a long enough cable to get a camera and a mic over there yet. Because I mean, I'm not using my webcam anymore. It's right here. See? I mean, it's still plugged into my computer. But my computer is on this side of my desk. So I'd have to get the cable to like wrap around and then over here. Unless, ooh, what if? Wait, guys, do we try this live? Hang on. Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, so I have the webcam reaching the edge of my desk. Maybe I can have the camera zoom in on him. Hang on. I need to make sure I don't have like anything critical that the camera can see. I don't think I do. Like a shipping box, I guess. Drill. Oh no, that's bad. That's bad. Oh, hang on. I think that's facing him. Okay, we're gonna try this. How do I do this? I need to add a camera source. Nope, that's not it. I guess that's good enough. It is. I guess it doesn't need to be 1440. Capture audio output. Use custom audio. Capture audio only. Okay. But I needed to zoom in. Configure video. Camera control. Wait, can I tilt? Oh, let's go. Guys. We're getting the trill cam. Wait. I need to set this back to 0. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Oh, look at him. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is awesome. I'm about to become a millionaire. I mean, that's still a little blurry. I guess it's fine. That's fine. Guys, we have a trail cam. Now, where do I put the trail cam? I guess I can put them like here. Oh, you're right. I'll get you on vertical as well. Hang on. I'm running out of real estate on vertical. Dow, I did see that. I saw they announced 1.0 for Odin. That's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. If I need to write procedural, I think Odin is where it's at. I mean, I haven't tried like C3 yet or anything like that. I don't think I can do Zig. Zig's a little much. I really liked how Odin handled allocators. Okay. I need to get... How do I do this? Add video capture. All right, there you go, vertical. Does that work? Oh, he's a big cat. He is a big cat. Now, the only problem is I don't really have like... I wouldn't have a good mic that wouldn't also pick up me while I'm talking. So I don't know if I can do anything about that. The only thing I could think to do eventually is if I could get a camera on the armrest or something and then set up audio filters to eliminate me. But then you'd like hear him snore. Yeah, I can crop it, but it wouldn't zoom in. I don't want the zoom effect. Oh, I see what you're saying. Instead of, okay, so I can do this. So let's do, and then I can just like, oh, I kind of want you to be able to see the fact that like he's sitting in a chair. It kind of adds to the novelty of it, I think. Where do I put him though? Was that a good spot? I think that's a good spot. All right, I'm curious. How does this look on vertical? Is that even like seeable? Because like with OBS, for whatever reason, they don't let you see. Oh hell yeah! Oh, this is awesome. I am going to bring in all of the Doom Scrollers. All of the Doom Scrollers. Oh hell yeah! And we got some Taylor Swift. Let's go. Didn't she just get married? There's a big subscribe button on Twitch. Oh, is it getting in the way? Hang on. Hang on. Twitch. I forgot that I also do vertical on Twitch. Uh... Subscribe to see Trill. Oh, I like what you're getting at, Jan. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, at least on vertical, depending on how I'm sitting, like you can still see him. Like you guys can still see him. So now what do I do with me? Do you want two Trill or do I do this? Now is it more about me? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'll have to think about that. But we got some. I mean, at least you guys get double the Trill. Put Trill cam left bottom? Oh, like next to me? You mean like, do I do this? Oh, I see what you're saying. Vertical? Like right here? But now he's like, I can just put him where he's sitting. Oh man, he's snoring. Okay, so now I can do... I can't really do this because of chat. What can I do? I'll have to adjust. I could do this. Okay, so that you guys like that a little better? All right, if I do that, what about I can move chat up. I've got like real estate. I've got a lot of real estate here. I don't know. So if I'm like looking at my screen, does it look like I'm looking at Trill? Ooh, that's a good point. Add a cat tag. Cat tag. Cat tag. Added. I'm also wondering if maybe maybe I The other issue is I still want to be able to show like applications and stuff while I'm doing this. Wait a minute. Claude is asking me a question. Want me to fix the glibc mismatch too so the ZIG preset fully builds and links? Oh. Sure. Okay. Oh, we wake him up. Sorry. No, we're good. We're good. Wonder if I should do. No, I'm not gonna do. I was like, I wonder if I should do a green screen, but that's too much. Okay. So I can be bigger. I can be massive. The problem is he's laying horizontal right now. I need him to be more square. Okay, hang on. I got an idea. Make him a little more square. I can shrink him a little bit. I don't know. Is that actually better than just seeing him in my chair? Like in vertical, you see them both. I don't know if that's better or not. Oh well, I'll play with it later. More trill, the better. All right, guys, this is not. You are here to watch me struggle with programming. You are not here to watch my cat. Okay. Next step is getting a second cat. The full ZIG preset now configures, compiles, and links successfully. So what was the issue? My scripts, it didn't change my scripts, so that wasn't the issue. Oh. I had to specify a version? Is that something ZIG does? This is a ZIG thing, I think. Another step of this equation is getting this figured out for the Steam Deck as well. All right. Sorry. Katy Perry's not quite for me. ZIG Windows. I made that change. That's fine. ZIG Linux. I made that change. Therefore, it's perfect. Oh. Ooh. Okay, so this is... Okay, this is doing what I originally wanted it to do. Kept in sync with .zig version file. So this is installing ZIG. Installing it in opt. So then, does it add it to path? No. It does a symbolic link. The symbolic link is in the path. Okay. Wait a minute. Why did I have to do this on Windows, but on Linux I don't have to? That's crap. If this actually works... Oh, wait, no, sorry. The only thing we've fixed here is using ZIG as the compiler replacement. We have not gotten using ZIG as the make replacement. So I needed to get this fixed first so that I could hard code the output to then use ZIG as the make replacement. See, guys, it's easy. Why is anyone having an issue with this? This is easy. All right. So let's make sure one last time. Build. Linux ZIG, Linux ZIG. You do. You do hear Mafra. She came out of nowhere, I think. And I think her cover of, well, whichever song she had break up, Doomed, I shed a tear. It made me feel things. Error generator ninja, which it shouldn't be doing. What the hell's going on here? Do I need to configure first? Configure. Ooh, don't like that. Compiler found G++. Okay. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. So it used ZIG++. That's good. Undefined reference to glibc 2.33. Oh. Well, then what the hell is Claude on about? Splitting the old... Poppy win? I don't know if... Do I know a Poppy? I don't know if I know a Poppy. What's a Poppy? I apologize. Poppy. 4.8 million monthly audience according to YouTube Music. So clearly, I am not in the know. Which one did she cover? I mean, all of her covers are freaking fantastic. All right, I'm just gonna shuffle her playlist because the stream's almost over, so we'll have time to listen to a couple of them. Holy shit. Is this Billie Eilish? I don't think I knew she covered that. Oh, this was before she was Mafra, technically. I'm just looking, it's a music video and she isn't, she doesn't have her aesthetic. Which I think helps a lot. Okay. So why... I'm gonna take that version number out. See what happens. That didn't seem to make a difference. Undefined reference. So what is this saying? Reconfigure build ZIG presets, because this said it was successful. So what am I doing wrong? Oh, wait a minute. Let me Let me rebuild the container. Because it should now pull in ZIG instead of using the extension version. Uh-oh. It didn't actually rebuild, did it? Wait. I said rebuild, and it's not rebuilding. It just popped me back into Windows. Reopening container. Rebuild. Come on. Come on now. No, that's tomorrow. Today is a break, and I'm okay with that. I need a break from World Cup. I'm team Vikings now. That would be pretty cool. Morocco surprised me. They're big. Like, aren't they one of the taller teams in the tournament? I think they were playing against, who were they playing against? I think it was Netherlands or something. And I was like, oh my God, that entire game is made up of just like giant people. Holland, I saw Holland in person for the first time last year. Holland, so in the United States, there was I think it was last year. It might have been the year before. I don't remember. Years start to blur together the older you get. But they were having MLS teams play in a tournament with European teams. And during all of that, there was a match of Man City versus someone. I don't remember. Anyway, I went and saw them, and I saw Holland in person. That dude is a mountain. He was the biggest guy on the pitch. Couldn't believe it. Did not realize how big he was. Did that build? You know what? I wonder. Hang on. Let me build ZIG. There. Starting from scratch. That looks good. Don't like that. Compiler found G++. Am I using the ZIG toolchain? Oh. I might need to use this as well. I might need a Linux toolchain. Jesus, that's so tall. That's nearly a foot taller than me. I can't imagine. I played soccer through high school, was going to play for college for a college team, but it was just too expensive. I can't imagine the advantage I could have being a foot taller. Running might be tough at that height. He does lumber, but he's quick. Okay. Thought I was shuffling Mafra. Apparently I'm not. I'm going to be doing Linux development alongside, I wonder if I need to come up with a different solution, because this WSL stuff is slow. Okay, I tried. I don't know what the issue is. Well, I mean, I see what the issue is. Clearly, we're not linking against libc version 2.36. I don't know why. I don't know how ZIG works under the hood to navigate that. Oh, crap. I rebuilt the container. So I need to do... Does that mean I'm going to have to freaking sign in every time? It appears... Actually, let me... Is this going to yell at me about this? It appears the ZIG build is failing to link against the correct glibc when I run my CMake build. User local bin. Which ZIG? Ooh, is that the problem? That might be the problem. Still using the extension ZIG instead of... So does that even exist? User local bin. It does. User local bin ZIG version. Okay. You can list glibc versions embedded in ZIG. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. ZIG targets, is that how that works? ZIG targets. Ooh. Oh my god. Is that everything ZIG supports? Out of the box? Holy moly. Jesus, it just keeps going. Yeah, I mean, it's just, the biggest issue is the virtual machine talking to a host. I could speed things up if I didn't have my working directory on the host, but then that kind of defeats the purpose a little bit for me. For what I'm looking for. Oh my god, yeah, it just keeps going. Yeah, I mean, as awesome as Linux is, I don't have enough time in a day to, okay, so 24 hours in a day, right? 8 hours of sleep, if I'm lucky, never happens. 8 hours of work, 16 hours. So I have 8 hours left. Of those 8 hours, I stream for what, 2.5-ish, 2.5, 3. Okay, done. Now I have 6.5 hours left. Hour for lunch, 30 minutes for lunch. I have 6 hours left. Okay. In those 6 hours, I got to cook, clean, maintain my house, take care of Trill, see friends and family, things like that. So, how much time do I have left to debug all of the esoteric issues that always pop up when working with Linux? It's such a pain. I think, especially with what Valve has been doing with SteamOS, I think we are getting closer than we've ever been. But man, I watch every once in a blue moon. I'll tune into Linus Tech Tips. I used to watch them all the time. I used to watch them. I mean, I've been watching them for over 10 years. I think I don't really keep up anymore, but I still tune into the WAN show. And he was talking about the biggest thing he noticed with the Steam Deck, or not Steam Deck, Steam Machine that just came out, wasn't the Steam Machine or the hardware. It was the operating system experience. Because it was like this self-contained ecosystem, he was talking about how it reminded him of Apple and MacBooks, and how everything kind of just worked because the hardware was specifically supported by the Steam operating system. They have developers working on the Linux system to work specifically for the hardware that it was installed on. And he said it was the best experience he's ever had on Linux. I'm like, huh, that kind of makes sense. All right. So what's the issue? Is there anything we can do about it? Confirmed compiler target is now versioned. Confirm 2.4.2. Let's rebuild. Root cause. My directory had a stale CMake cache. Sometimes it do be a stale cache. I'll be the determiner of that. We already heard this one. I thought she had more songs than this. I'm only seeing 3 songs on YouTube Music. I know that's not right. I will say one thing. I don't know if Spotify's any better because it almost feels like they do this intentionally, but it is so hard to like navigate the UI and find a like an album or something like that. Okay, here we go. Oh, Poppy. There we go. Found it. That makes sense. Oh, man, I will say the more people get familiar and efficient with using AI, and the better they get at producing, I don't know what's coming. Because every day we're at like the worst it's ever been. Every day gets potentially better. I have heard this song before, or this cover. This is good. I really like it. Did that build? It didn't. What is going on? All right, we're bringing out the big guns. I thought the little guns could solve this, but I've got Fable until the 12th. The only thing I'm worried about is how long it takes to run. So we might have to end the stream in the middle of this run. This still isn't quite working. I just configured and built. What changes did you make? No changes. This could be a VS Code thing too as well. Because it might be successing. It might be succeeding on the command line, but if VS Code is doing something stupid with the presets, this still isn't quite working. I just configured and built the project via VS Code CMake tools extension, and it is still failing to resolve symbols. I haven't done much with it. Like I think I've showed you guys. I have Zed. It's right here. And it opens quick. Does it? 1000. Yep. Yeah, it opens quick. And I think it has, I saw it somewhere. It does have like an AI chat window. I may have closed it, and I don't know if I know how to open it. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. Is this it? Yeah. Start new agent thread. I haven't done anything with it. Like I said, its extensions aren't quite there. They're coming. Extensions. Like there's all kinds of extensions coming. People are making them for sure. But some of the stuff I would need, ZIG, none of it's like official. It's someone else's project. My theme, it was here. We got the icons and everything. Ooh, does it have pets? I'm not seeing pets, but you know, I'll be honest, I'd be happy to switch. I'm not a fan of VS Code by any means. Its extensions are super convenient. Does it have dev container? Would be another important one. Dev container. Container. Yeah, so it doesn't have dev container support yet. So things like that. There's some critical extensions that I make use of, even professionally. That it just, I mean, it's new, right? I'm not gonna fault it for being new. But the fact that it comes preloaded with like Sublime text commands, I'd be happy to go back to. I don't know, to be fair, I've never really looked if VS Code would let me swap to Sublime text. I don't even know where that is. They've changed things so much over the years. Keyboard shortcuts. Yeah, this isn't, I mean, this is all of them. It used to be a JSON file, I thought. This is new. Yeah, no, nothing I see that would let me swap it. Oh, that's a good point. It very well might. It's just not something I've ever considered, never even thought about. Sublime text key map settings. Oh my god, 2.3. Oh, by Microsoft. Okay. I didn't know. Okay, so Zed comes with it out of the box. So that's the difference. Apparently Microsoft supports it. Oh my god, this might change my life. I use Sublime Text for I think 7 years. And so I got super comfortable with how it does multi-line editing and searching and sorting and all that fun stuff. and then I swapped over to VS Code, and I like lost all of it. I might have to actually try this. Keyboard shortcut for what? Yeah. This could be huge. I don't really need the color palette. This is more than that, right? Import key bindings. Yep. Oh my god. That's a good call. Thank you, Slady. I'll have to look into that. Might have to remember my key bindings. One thing I really hate about frickin' VS Code, and I don't know... I don't... Because Visual Studio did this too. If, I'm trying to find a file I can do this on. Here, this will work. I don't remember if Sublime Text did this, but like multi-line editing, right? Trying to remember. If I... Okay, it's not doing it now. There is an... Yeah, something like this. Like, this is an issue where it jumps to the end of the line where I feel like Sublime Text did this a little different. That threw me off when I swapped over to VS Code. I'm trying to remember... I don't know. I've had to stop using it because it screwed me up so much that I don't remember what the issue was. But the way Sublime Text handled it was... Okay, that makes sense. Oh my god, it keeps going. You guys will listen to Isn't It Lovely, and you will like it. Okay. I guess. How about this one? What's this one? We listen to this one. Okay, Fable. See how good you are. Oh, it's okay. So Fable's going all out. It's searching the web. It's oh my god. You guys see this? Fable is it's grabbing the CMake tools to figure out how it works to see if that's the problem. Holy shit. I mean, I have it turned up all the way. Okay, it's running LDD to verify symbols are present. Oh man, that's a good point. I wonder what my usage is at. I mean, Fable usage goes away on July 12th, apparently, and then it changes to a different pricing scheme. So I guess I use it now while I have it. Oh my god. I'm at 52% consumed this session. I still have an hour 42 minutes to go. Holy crap. Token max. Hey. I've seen the streamers and the YouTubers who got the slick setup with the perfect lighting and the perfect audio, and they're working towards, you know, AI coding until I buy a house or something. They've got like 300 agents on 30 monitors, and they're all doing a thing, and all they have to do is sit back and talk. And it's like, I wonder if they can actually succeed. I would be curious. Tech influencers, yeah. That's what I need to become. I need to become a tech influencer. I'll start making the day in the life of a senior software engineer. I wake up, I go for a run, I go work out, I go grab a fancy coffee drink. I go do some yoga, and then I go attend meetings, and then I go grab lunch at a perfect color balanced meal with a salad and maybe a deli sandwich or something. Fun and tech tips. There we go. And then in the afternoon, I write some code. I do leak coding. And then in the evening, oh no, what do you do in the evening? Do you journal? I journal. Yeah. And then I meditate. Real life, it's I stay up way too late. I'm exhausted. I have insomnia. I'm stressed the hell out. I've got deadlines. And then I pass out. Not as exciting. Oh, I write a LinkedIn post. That's what I was missing. Because you got to grind. You got to have that grind mindset. Oh yeah, sponsor ad in the middle of the video. Man, you guys are probably better at this than I am. Okay, let's see what Fable's doing. ZIG targeting semantics verified on the repo's exact toolchain. Ubuntu glibc 242. No -- target, negative glibc detection. Yes. Without target, ZIG resolves the fully native target. ZIG env on this machine reports 242. A bunch of stuff. Cool. Explicit target GNU. Cross path with a default libc floor confirmed. Default is 231 on the nightly. Was 228. Explicit target. Target equals negative, yes. Okay, so this is a bunch of valid verification, I think. Known. No allow lib, undefined. Issues workaround, yes, well documented. ZIG's LLD invocation passes this flag for ELF, so linking systems.sos that reference glibc symbols newer than the targeted glibc version fails exactly as reproduced above. It's a known issue with referenced tickets. Can I click on that? Hang on. Linking system C libraries fails if ZIG does not support the system glibc version. Okay, so it references issues. This one was closed. Oh, this is like 5 years ago. I'm not gonna lie. It has occurred to me that it seems like reacting to whether it's reacting to videos, articles, just having a conversation with chat kind of thing seems to be the meta. I don't know where I would start. I really don't. Let's see. Oh, looks like it had issues with SDL2. Here's a bunch of sources. Yeah, that's like my biggest issue is I don't want to like steal other people's work, you know? So, and I don't know how many of those reactors, if you will, are getting others permissions to do that. Now I know there are, at least in the music scene on YouTube, there's a couple of pretty big reactors that I've watched, and some of the bands they react to, they allow it. Like they have explicit permission to you know, be able to watch it on stream and talk about it. Holy crap, this is music. Your build was failing because of 2 stacked problems, and the second one masked your own fix. VS Code CMake Tools was feeding CMake a stale preset expansion. The extension never runs CMake preset, which I know about. It expands presets itself and passes a -D flag. Yep, knew all about that. No setting to change it. Its logs show it passed GNU without the .42 extension. Even on the configure, it ran after you saved the JSON. This is a known bug in my exact version of VS Code. Are you kidding me? Guys, you notice there's this giant update button? Even after the file watcher rereads edited include preset fragments, the driver keeps the stale expanded preset, which only ships in the released 1.24. Or is this the CMake tool? A bare target GNU makes ZIG assume glibc 231. What I changed? I removed the compiler target from ZIG Linux with no target, detects the host's real glibc and links against it. This is strictly better than pinning 242. I agree. We don't want hard-coded versions if we can avoid it. Unless you need to like freeze implementation into a specific environment. What you need to do in VS Code is important. CMake tools and memory expansion is still stale right now. If you hit configure, blah, 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 run developer reload window until you are on CMake tools 1.24, treat this as a standing rule. Any edit to an included preset fragment under CMake needs to reload the window. I thought I was already doing that because I already knew about the bug. I'm pretty sure I'm on version 132. Is there like a switch to pre-release? Oh. Okay. Tech drama YouTuber. Yeah, it's all depressing too, right? It's all about how AI is taking over everyone's jobs, everyone's getting laid off. Like there's no, I mean, there's people out there who are doing like nice content and good news types of stuff, but that doesn't get anyone's attention, so no one sees it. All right, I'm gonna pause that for a sec. I just want to say this, what the AI just did with debugging, man, this is stuff that would have taken me bare minimum like an all-day effort to track down and debug. In fact, it'd probably be multi-days or even weeks. And at that point, I talk about like business decisions, right? At that point, it's like, hey, we got to move on and come up with a workaround so that we can, you know, get this out the door. It took AI with access to the internet to not only track down what the issue is, but provide references with links. And also knew about the CMake bug that I know about, or not CMake, but the CMake extension bug that I knew about because I had to track that issue down a while back because it was causing me all kinds of problems. It took me a bit to figure out. It found it. It knew right away what the issue is and provided a recommendation on how to avoid it, and knew about the fact that I need to, anytime I edit my preset files, I need to reload the window. That's insane. That's such a time saver. I don't know if I can go back. Did it? I mean, that's fair. I didn't actually build it. It is right here. So it is running. Like, I could tell the fact that it was succeeding its own builds, that the issue was the CMake presets. I just didn't know why, or like why it would be the window reload issue. But apparently it's just that it's not refreshing the cache. So if I run a build, x64 Linux ZIG debug installed bin hello triangle. There you go. So this is running on Linux, built with ZIG using C++. I just can't do it through the CMake extension. So we can verify by running it on the command line for one. But with the CMake extension, we can delete this. We can reload the window. See if it will reload the presets. There it goes. It's loading the presets. Okay. We can configure. There's the ZIG compilers right there. Using my x64 triplet. We don't need to rebuild the dependencies, so that's good. Oh no. Better not touch that button. I really want to touch the button though. They do a good job of their color palettes, because I'm like, I really gotta touch that button. All right, we'll build. Yeah, it worked. It fixed it. We have hello triangle again. I'm never getting away from hello triangle. Written in C++ using Raylib, built with the ZIG compiler. The next step is building it and running it with ZIG. I'll try real quick. It's already 8 o'clock here, so I kind of want to end, but the next step is to be able to do ZIG build. My guess, yeah, we're gonna have to link against, yeah, it can't find Raylib, so we're gonna have to set this up to link against Raylib and system dependencies. Actually, this might be easier than I think. All right, just real quick, just one more. So inside where we already have things built on Linux using ZIG, we can specify the link path. We need a link against this stuff. Add include path, which is here. So copy relative. exe mod dot add include path. I'm doing that wrong. Graph relative. Hello, Switch. How's it going? Failed to delete a folder? Okay, good to know. And then we need to also add the library path. And then we link against Raylib. We are almost certainly going to need to link against GLFW as well, but let's see if this gets us anywhere. ZIG build. Ooh, yep, we're getting somewhere. So it's not finding the GLFW symbols. So now we link against GLFW. Now my guess is it won't find system. Yeah. So now we need to link against xlib. I don't know which libraries contain all of this. Like there's X open display, X create simple window. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna cheat, and I apologize for those who don't like generated code, but this is literally going to be the exact code I would have written because there's only one way to write it. Can you link against the X11 libraries that Raylib requires? Here we go. See if that works. Wow. ZIG, build, run. Boom. All right, there you go, guys. We now can use ZIG as a CMake replacement. We don't need CMake at all. Now, VC package does use CMake, but VC package will download CMake for you and keep it self-contained within VC package's caches. So now all you have to do is have ZIG and run. Ish. This only works because we pre-ran with CMake to generate this directory. So now the next step is getting build.zig configured to run VC package for us and support the different platforms. That way I'm not hard coding like x64 Linux ZIG, x64 Windows ZIG, that kind of thing. So that's where that's at. All right, guys. Nope. Sorry. Wrong window. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me, peeps. I might be on to play games tomorrow. Obviously, I missed it yesterday. Pretty tired. Had a lot going on. Friday, looking to continue building this out. Hopefully get WebAssembly and potentially Android. I suspect a lot of work is going to be needed to get the build.zig working just because I don't know Zig and it's going to require some Zig knowledge. So maybe I'll do some research before then. Who am I kidding? I won't have time. So yeah, thanks guys. Have a good night. I'll see you. Bye.